Alright, so initially I was supposed to start Bleach Part 2 and upload it yesterday. Unfortunately, my phone is completely fucked. You can't see like 80% of the screen. I literally can't do anything on my phone, and that's where a majority of my scripts are typed and kind of transformed into videos. So unfortunately, until I get a new phone or until I can work out getting the script done and on my laptop, I cannot upload really anything new necessarily. So this is basically just a remake of a video I did a few months ago. If you don't like this kind of content, which some people don't, completely understandable. I have a bunch of other analysis and shit that you can go check out on my channel from fucking 4 or 5 months ago. So that's gonna do it. Enjoy the video, like and subscribe like always, and yeah. Crying is usually an extremely saddening and heartbreaking experience. Personally, it takes something severe to make me cry. Something so intimate and romantic that it begins to flirt with your subconscious, emotionally attaching yourself to said thing and becoming one with the work of art. Luckily for you, I was not crying of sadness from this garbage dump. I was crying of laughter. Anime dubs by far some of the most cringe shit I've ever seen. It's hard for the viewer to connect with a piece of work if the dub sounds like they pulled a bunch of random people off the side of the street to create it. And this is usually how the dub goes. Aside from a few series, anime completely lose their aura when they're voiced in English. The Japanese just have much more of an interest and desire to voice act, which isn't a bad thing. There are some good dubbed anime,
but then there's Russian torture experiments like this.
Fall 2023 seasonals ended, and with that came a state of confusion. Do I go and watch something that I'm interested in, or do I binge the seasonals to find a new experience? And rightfully so. Winter 2024 is one of the worst seasons to air in recent memory, and I've seen all the classics, so I had to go deep into very gross and dusty places to find something that I hadn't seen, that I could make a video on, and something that would keep my interest. And Testament of Sister New Devil completely did all three because I hadn't seen or heard about it before. It was so bad it kept my interest, and here I am making a video on it. It's basically a hentai, and for anyone questioning why I watched hentai and I'm making a video on it, I didn't know this was a hentai. Wait, it's not a hentai, I promise. I promise. In fact, what intrigued me most about this when I first saw it is that it looked exactly like High School DxD, a cult classic that's also basically a hentai. This anime definitely manages to be High School DxD, but it's a comedic ripoff. Also, there's incest, so there's that. You have to travel to the deep annals of the human mind and turn it off to enjoy this. I mean, girls' boobs just popping out, pseudo-sex scenes, Japan can't stay away from small children, there's demons and powers. You eventually come to understand that with a turned off brain, a High School DxD hentai is the same as Jujutsu Kaisen. Testament of Sister New Devil follows fake Issei, or Basara. No, not the post-apocalyptic fantasy series and one of the most popular shoujo manga in the 90s in Japan, but Basara, the average isekai harem hentai protagonist that can make any girl he wants bend towards his will and allow them to impregnate them under a master-servant contract. Wait a second, that sounds familiar. I am the bone of my sword, steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited hentai works. I feel like Japan tries to make this sound like a bad thing, like it's embarrassing to have multiple women under some kind of spell where they do anything to suck your balls. These characters usually go, wait, I didn't ask for this life. Oh yes you did, Basara. Any straight man would. The best part about harem anime is probably the fact that according to the authors, this is what people would do in real life if they could have succubus and demon girls right at their disposal. In all seriousness, I can't really call any of these anime bad because there's nothing to hate. Sure, there's closer to porn than they are real thought out stories, but you can run an autopilot while watching these shows. Harem anime are like drugs or alcohol. As long as you don't get addicted, then there's no reason not to throw on one or two of these in the middle of class. Even though the voice acting acting is absolutely horrible and it sounds like someone scratching their nails on a chalkboard, but just switch to Japanese. Did I mask this video as me advocating for sub over dub? Yes, but you should watch Testament of a New Devil because it will make you a man. I think anyone can enjoy this anime, even if it's objectively awful, although if I was slightly more mentally stable, I'd say this anime was a mistake. But the awful anime are the ones that are for you when you're alone in bed at night or you're on the train home from work. They're a half-court shot that may or may not go in. Look at how Konosuba did. High School DxD made me lose my virginity and Monogatari saved my marriage. Besides, the point isn't to enjoy harem anime how they are, it's to choose dub over sub every fucking time. Thank you all for watching, kisses for anyone who watched it all the way through. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.